The situation happening right now is something that has taken many people by surprise. And the truth is that the atmosphere around this whole matter has been very tense. As we speak, the big conversation in the country is about what happened just hours before Nnamdi Kanu's crucial court hearing, when the judge sitting over the case was suddenly accused of bias. The moment the issue came up, you could feel the tension rising because anything concerning this case already carries a lot of emotions and expectations. And as we go deeper into this gist, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It really helps the channel and helps us keep bringing you updates in a clear and calm way. Now, the accusation did not come from some random corner. It came right in the courtroom environment, very close to the time the main decision was expected. As soon as that allegation of bias was mentioned, people inside and even outside the courtroom started reacting. Some people were surprised, some were worried, and some were angry, because for a case as sensitive as this, a comment like that can change the mood very quickly. And as the hours were running toward the hearing, everybody was watching to see how the judge would respond, what the lawyers would say, and how the whole thing would play out. Remember to like this video and subscribe as you're watching. It keeps the gist flowing and helps the channel grow. The situation also created a sense of confusion because many people were already expecting that today would be one of the most important days in the long story of this case. The tension was building slowly like a drumbeat. People wanted clarity, people wanted fairness, and some people were already preparing their minds for any outcome. When a judge is accused of bias, especially so close to a major ruling, it can raise doubts in the public, and it can even make supporters think the decision might not go well for their side. That is why this moment was so serious. Even those who were trying to stay calm could not help but feel the pressure in the air. From the way people were responding, you could see clearly that this case has gone far beyond legal arguments. It has become emotional, political, cultural, and symbolic. To many people, it is not just a court case. It is a fight for identity, for justice, for fairness in a system that many feel does not treat everyone equally. That is why the accusation of bias hits so hard, because it touches the heart of the whole matter. People want to trust that the court is fair. And for those who already doubted the system, that accusation sounded like confirmation. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It really helps our work here. Inside the courtroom, the mood changed very quickly. Lawyers who were expecting a quiet build-up suddenly found themselves reacting to strong statements. Some people felt the judge was being unfair, others felt the accusation was going too far, and then you had people who were simply unsure of what to believe. The courtroom environment is usually formal, calm, and controlled. But on a day like this, even the smallest movement or word can feel heavier than normal. The energy in the room became sharp, and everyone was watching every expression and every reply. Outside the courtroom, the story was even different. Supporters were already gathered, expecting to hear news that would shape the next chapter of this long case. Some came with hope, others with fear, and many with mixed feelings. So when the gist of the accusation started spreading outside, you could see the reactions immediately. Some people started saying the judge should step aside, others said the case should continue, and some were already preparing for the possibility of a long delay. The matter took over conversations in the crowd, with everyone trying to predict what would happen next. Don't forget to tap that like button and subscribe too. Your support means a lot. As the hearing moved closer, the tension reached another level. The judge had to decide how to manage the situation and whether the accusation would change anything about the hearing that was about to happen. Some observers believed the judge would ignore it completely. Others thought the judge might address it formally, and some were even expecting a surprise decision. The truth is that once a matter reaches this point, any small decision can change the direction of the whole case. The important thing we must understand is that moments like this show how delicate the justice system can be when cases carry public pressure. Judges are human beings, lawyers are human beings, and the people involved all have emotions. But the system is expected to rise above emotions and remain firm. That is why every eye was on the judge. because people wanted to see whether the courtroom would remain calm or whether the issue would grow bigger. Supporters of Kanu felt strongly about the matter, and many of them did not hide their emotions. They believed the accusation needed to be taken seriously. Some of them felt the whole case was already unfair from the beginning, so hearing the word bias made them raise their voices louder. But those on the other side argued that the court had already spent a long time on the case and the judge had been following the process, so the accusation was coming at the wrong time. These different opinions added more heat to the entire moment. Please, as you're watching, kindly like this video and subscribe if you haven't. It helps a lot with the visibility of this broadcast. And it encourages us to keep bringing you clear updates like this without panic and without confusion. Now, while all of this was happening, there were also wider conversations going on across the countries. People in different states, different communities, and even online began talking about what this accusation means for the future of the case. Some said it could lead to an appeal. Some said it might affect the final outcome. And some said it might change public trust in the process. And you know how Nigerians can be. We love to analyze every angle of a story. From radio stations to online forums, this gist took over the whole space. Another thing that made the moment interesting is that this came at a time when many people were already asking questions about how the judiciary handles sensitive political cases. A case like this does not just involve the law, it involves the public, it involves emotions, it involves history, and it involves the future of the region. So any small issue can grow into a national conversation. And this accusation did exactly that. Remember to like the video and subscribe as we go deeper into this story. Inside the legal angle, the lawyers had to respond carefully. You cannot simply throw an accusation of bias without triggering a strong reaction. The judge is expected to maintain calm, but at the same time, the legal teams must behave professionally. That is why after the accusation was made, you could see the body language in the courtroom shift. Everyone knew the hearing was still coming and nobody wanted the situation to collapse into confusion. Legal matters require calmness even when emotions are rising. At the same time, people were discussing what this would mean for the next steps. Would the hearing continue? Would the judge respond? Would the case be postponed? Nobody had answers immediately, but the pressure kept building. This is something that often happens in high-profile cases. Even before the judge gives a ruling, the environment around the court becomes a story on its own. And in this case, the atmosphere was so charged that even people who were not following the case before suddenly became very interested. And please, if you are still following this gist and enjoying the clear explanation, kindly click the like button and subscribe to the channel so we can continue bringing you stories in a calm and simple way that everyone can understand.